Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm announcing the winner of the IPL giveaway. Plus, I'll be bringing you my predictions for the 4 teams qualifying for the IPL 2020 playoffs. Do remember to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm really trying to grow my channel and I would love your support to keep bringing you these fun giveaways and IPL content. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. I want to say thanks to everyone who entered the giveaway for an IPL jersey, and of course, thanks to the Bharat Army for sponsoring it. I'm going to go ahead and use the random name generator for all of the entrants. Here we go. Okay, well, congratulations, Sham Rathod. If you're watching this, do drop me a DM on Twitter with your team and also your postal address, and I'll have that sent out to you ASAP. Let's get on with the IPL 2020 playoffs prediction, which I'm going to be doing with Neha from the Bharat Army. I wonder if you guys are going to agree with our choices. Thank you for joining me, Neha. How are you?
I'm very good, Eisha. Thanks for having me here.
Not at all. It's such a pleasure to have another lady on the channel as well. So basically, viewers, in case you don't know, Neha is regularly on podcasts and videos for the Bharat Army. And we first met when I was hosting a podcast a couple of weeks ago. And I remember when I was hosting the podcast, Neha was so opinionated. She came up with all these smart things. And I was like, I have not thought of that. And obviously, Neha, you are a CSK fan, but you are an unbiased CSK fan. That's why you've come on the video, right?
I am a CSK fan, but I promise in this session I'll be absolutely unbiased.
Amazing, that's perfect. I can't believe how quick this season is going already. I feel like we were anticipating it so much. We're past the halfway mark. It's crazy, right?
Absolutely. I don't believe that we are a month away probably from having the finals. It is just all going so fast.
Exactly.
And the results have also been really weird considering 2020 is an odd year. I think the playoffs and the results of every match has been pretty all over the place.
It's so unpredictable, right? Everything. I remember I did a season preview with Ashish at the start of the season, and there was no point in doing it because nothing has gone to plan. I didn't expect any of it, but it makes it more entertaining, I guess.
Right. Today also, I think though we are halfway into the IPL, and whatever I predict today might go absolutely opposite in the second half of the tournament. You never know with IPL, right?
But I guess there's a disclaimer. Whatever we're predicting today, it could change. Things could change. And it's funny because I think this weekend is a really important weekend. I think it will be really telling of who's actually going to progress, because right now, it has been, obviously, we're going to talk about 2 major teams which we kind of expect to go through, but the rest of it has been so up and down. And the league standings, even looking at the league standings every day, I'm like, I shouldn't pay too much attention to this because I know tomorrow things are going to change up, right?
A team is 6 on a particular day, and without even that team playing, next day they're falling off to it. It's that dramatic.
So like I said, you guys, what we're going to do is we're just going to list 4 teams we think are progressing to the playoffs, and we're going to start off with the most certain. So I'll go first. I think the defending champions, Mumbai Indians, are of course a contender because I just think they're in rampaging form so far this season. They've won, I guess, 5 out of their first 7 games, and they've been consistent. The first half of the season, it couldn't have gone better for them. Neha, what do you think?
I think absolutely agree. Mumbai has been really unstoppable, and there is no one I personally think at this moment can stop them. I think I do agree that they lost the first match against Chennai, but oh my God, what a bounce back. And I think the only other game they lost was against RCB. That was also very close. It was a super over and it could have gone either way. So I don't think as a unit the team has any issues. Everybody is performing. Oh, okay, probably it would be wrong to say that everybody is performing, but if somebody is not, somebody else is coming, chiming in and providing that entire package. Is there a way to stop Rohit Sharma? I don't think so. And I think he is probably not contributing the most, But let's not undermine his captaincy. He is silently backing all his players to go out there, express themselves, play their natural game, and just win matches for us. And if I look at their wins also, they have been very seamlessly. Most of these, like, one-sided, very seamlessly. They didn't have to probably struggle till the last ball or something. I think they all have sorted in their head that we are taking each match at a time. We are going there. We need to win the cup. And as I keep saying that, though Mumbai Indians has won the IPL tournament only in the odd years. This is an even year. So they might want to... Right.
I love that. I never knew that. Is
Yeah,
that right?
and that's the jinx that they only win in the odd years. But I'm sure they want to break that jinx and come out and win in 2020. I don't see them stopping. I mean, beat from Hardik Pandya to Pollard, batting, bowling, everything, right? Surya Kumar Yadav has come up. Quindy Cog. I think the batting lineup is so settled. It's like one of those teams where in school that we have this one particular guy who is going to rank first in 10th standard because he's been doing so well in all his like second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and there's no surprise that he's going to stand first in 10th standard. So for me, I look Mumbai Indians like that, secretly playing, doing its game and slowly paving its path up there.
I totally agree. I just think for them, they're just like a really good example of balance is key. And the balance they have, like you said, in certain weaker areas, there's someone there to make up for it. And, I think they've really established their identity and they've brought it forward to this season as well. And they play with a winning mentality, I think. Like when they play, it's kind of like they're all on this sort of, like you said, they take each match as it comes. They don't overthink. They're just there to sort of just win games. And I think stats don't lie. And, like up until the 30th match, I think they were the best batting team in power play overs, in middle overs, in death overs. I mean, I'm expecting big things. So for me, that's number one. So we're agreed on that, right? Definitely Mumbai Indians qualifying.
Absolutely. And as you said, their batting lineup, I think it's lethal. And I think they're those silent warriors without making much of a noise. We are getting there, guys. So look out for us.
Agreed. So now let's move on to the next one. Of course, I'm going to say Delhi Capitals. I think they could be set for their maiden IPL title. I don't know. I just think they've been so formidable from the get-go. You agree, right?
I would love to agree with you. Even I absolutely think Delhi Capitals has been emerging underdogs of this season. Who would have thought? I mean, how much ever the team looks strong on paper, I never... even consider Delhi in top 4 in time, but they have literally turned the tables. And I remember Ricky predicting at the start of the tournament that Delhi is definitely qualifying for the playoffs. And I was like, yeah, he's the coach. He'll probably say that. But he probably saw something that none of us could see. He saw those strengths in his team. He probably understood that the team could pull that off. And oh my God, Shreyas Iyer, what is he doing? I mean, we are not talking much about his captaincy as much as we are talking about Rohit Sharma's, but I think he's just been so great. And I think Ricky Ponting is really training him well to kind of take on his leadership role and go out there and do that job for the team. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think he's really embracing it and he's just setting such a good example for the rest of the team. And I think aside from his captaincy, the leadership qualities he's had, their star players have really shone. Like Norkia, for example, I guess it's his IPL debut. Like what a season he's having. I think there's a list I saw of like the top 10 fastest deliveries bowled in IPL history. And I think he's got like 5 of those entries. Like the 3 top are him and Rabada. Like last week I did a video of my player of the week and I had no hesitation. Rabada had to get it. Them two as a duo, I just think they've been really, really lethal. And I think 28 wickets so far this season, something ridiculous. I think they've been a really crucial contributor to Delhi's success. And yeah, like you said, Shreyas Iyer, he's been incredible, like the perfect captain for them. And I wouldn't hesitate in saying they'll make it for the playoffs. Third for me, I'm wondering if we have the same team. Basically, I think this team, I think they're solid. I think they've never won an IPL title, and I think they're totally different this season. Okay, they've won 5 out of the 8 games so far in the tournament, and a huge improvement from last season. I'm talking about RCB. What about you?
Bingo.
What do you think?
Also, disclaimer, everybody, this is as of today, 16th of October, that we are predicting.
Exactly. This weekend is really telling. Last season, they lost their first 6 matches, and they're relatively the same team coming forward. So I thought, how can things change up? But they certainly have. And I think getting led by 2 legends of the game, ABD and Kohli, and then there's certain other players who, have really shone through, like Devta Hadikal, 20 years old, and he has been so solid for them as an opener. He provides a solid base. He's handling pressure really well for a young guy. I think 3 50s and 2 30s in like 7 innings or something. What do you think about those kind of players that are doing well for them?
RCB has had the best start so far in their entire IPL history is what I think. And it's no more that team where everybody is backing on Kohli or ABD to kind of go and win the match for us. As you rightly said, Devdutt has been a phenomenal addition to their batting lineup. Shivam as well has been doing well, and one of the most important things that turn around for RCB is their bowling this time. I think hands down to the bowlers, Chahal has been so exceptional. I never knew RCB would bank on the spinner so much, and I think Chahal single-handedly is just doing it for them. And I think for me, the star player for RCB, of course, Virat is like the unsaid king and etc. But Chahal has really emerged well in this kind of entire tournament. He's just been exceptional. I think even Washington, I think he has a great economy rate so far. He's not been giving much runs to the opposition, which is helping in creating pressure to the opposition batsmen as well. And I think personally also Virat and ABD are in a very happy phase of life because of the new additions. So I'm sure they are in a good way. I'm not attacking anybody, but they are in that very happy, content phase in their life. And I think with RCB qualifying and I'm not sure winning or not, I think it will be like a double addition of happiness to them. And I think when you see them coming on the ground, so focused, like not looking here and there. We are out there. We need to get the runs. I think look at ABD. He's just attacking. They are just coming with the attitude. Attacking, may come what, we need to win this. And it is also important. I think Virat, I'm sure he doesn't need to prove anything to anybody about his captaincy, but I think as a personal goal, I'm sure he would want to win and lift that one IPL trophy.
Oh, I'm sure. That's been the dream for all RCB fans since the start of the season. And I don't think it's out of reach. I do think on paper, like what they've got going for them. I guess this week on Thursday, they played Kings 11 Punjab, and there were some questions over tactics. ABD, he was down the order and it didn't quite work out. But I don't think that's a huge blow to them. From what I saw post-match, it seemed like they're shrugging it off and they're looking forward. And this Saturday, they're going to play like Rajasthan Royals, right? I just think this, like I said, there's such an improvement this season. And I think it's the best start of the season since 2016. And that's a long time ago, in all departments, they're looking decent, batting, bowling, like you said, has improved immensely. Fielding too. I think the most entertaining game for me so far this season was the super over with Mumbai Indians. And that just opened my eyes and I was like, wait, RCB might have it in the bag this season. Who knows?
And I remember Virat saying, or probably I read somewhere that in that super over, Virat wearing his gloves and he's like, I'm going. And everybody's like, I'm coming with you, like they just want to go there and win matches for the team.
That confidence and that like attitude going into it, I think they've got it. And I think they have faith in themselves to do it and change the curse maybe. So, okay, let's move on to the 4th spot. I was actually very conflicted with this. It was a really tough decision. For me, it's either your team, CSK, or it's KKR. What about you? Who did you choose?
I don't believe you're saying this because I'm exactly in the same dilemma.
No, really?
It's either KKR or CSK.
I thought you would go for CSK purely because you have that faith in your team or something,
No, so I agree. I'm a CSK fan and etc. But let's be very practical and real about it. KKR, I think, has equal chance of kind of making it to the top four. I would give CSK one of the very strong reasons. Of course, apart from being a fan, is it takes him back to 2020 when we kind of lost the first streak of matches, and we lost like first 6 matches, and then we had to win every match to qualify. We did that in the second half. In the second half, CSK won all the matches. We qualified for the playoffs and we went on to lift the cup as well. So that kind of is binding my hope in CSK that we could probably in the second half pick that up. Hopefully in the Saturday game, we'll be more clear whether that continues or not. I agree the form has been a bit of an issue, but I think batting first has really worked for us. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think more than anything this week in particular, MS Dhoni showed that every tactic he employed, it worked, against Sunrisers Hyderabad on Tuesday. And it just reminded us of like, this guy can carry you through. This guy knows what he's doing. And if anyone can lead the way and really like take you guys ahead, he's a genius. You guys are definitely in safe hands. And I just think if you guys can salvage the season, I think unfortunately you will be playing Delhi Capitals on Saturday, and that it's not the easiest fixture for you, but I do think if we're going by this week and sort of the tactical genius we saw in MS Dhoni on Tuesday, I think if he can carry that through to the Delhi Capitals game, and if you can win that, I'll be really confident for you guys. I think KKR, I guess before this week, I was pretty confident on them, I see them as quite a solid team, but two things have made me sort of question it. And the first thing is obviously Dinesh Karthik stepped down with his captaincy, and Owen Morgan, he's won a World Cup. He knows what he's doing, but things can it changes the dynamics of the squad. What do you think? How do you think that will change them?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I remember in one of the podcasts we were talking about Dinesh Karthik, where the entire debate kind of heated up. Should he drop his captaincy and Morgan should take over? And there were different views and different reasons. And in fact, people were saying he himself will drop off if he thinks he's not doing well.
Yes.
And he did that. And I was reading today and he mentioned that he wants to focus on his batting because probably he's not able to contribute so much with the bat. And that's why he wanted to give up the captaincy. And of course, Morgan is the best option we have after Dinesh Karthik. But as you rightly pointed out, this mid-season captaincy change is a big kind of shift in the morale of the team also. So people have gotten used to Dinesh Karthik being with the team. And I think so far we've done, I'm not saying excellent, but okay with Dinesh Karthik leading the team. They are currently in the top four.
Yeah.
We are currently in the top four. So it's not that he's not doing, but I think he's also aware of the fact that in cricket, I again believe lucky, unlucky is nothing. But despite not giving their best, somehow they have been able to pull off those wins. The match against Punjab or the match against CSK, it's not that they have given their best, but they are still being able to pull off the wins. So maybe Dinesh Karthik is being wary of the fact that we need to, especially in the second half of the tournament, where each point, each win, or even for that matter, every net run rate and etc. things matter.
Yes.
Everything. I think even by net run rate, a team can disqualify and qualify for the playoffs as well. So maybe he wants Morgan to take over that responsibility, and because Morgan has won the World Cup for England, he can kind of try and do things. But again, it depends like how Morgan kind of shifts into the entire thing, takes it on, how he sees the team. Maybe Dinesh Karthik is seeing some orders in a particular manner. Morgan has a different style of the batting lineup or the bowlers and etc. So let's see how the transition works. Maybe the first match of KKR after this will be more clarity, will bring in probably more clarity. But KKR is definitely fourth. I would like to say not because it has been the best unit overall. It's just that the chances that they have taken. The other teams have performed little weak in front of them is what I would say, but they have not performed their best for sure.
Yeah, you think the best maybe is still in store for them, and maybe it was just the pressure Dinesh Karthik was feeling. Like you said, they reached the top four in the points table. However, there was huge criticism on him and his captaincy decisions and whatnot. So maybe, without that pressure on him, if he can focus on his batting, and Owen Morgan, a trustworthy, like you said, a really good option for captaincy. If he's there, he's got to be the second best option if Dinesh Karthik steps down. The second thing that made me question whether or not they'll be in a comfortable position to reach the playoffs is Sunil Narayan. So he was reported for like the chucking last week in the Kings 11 Punjab game, and they left him out in that game against RCB, and he was hugely missed. And I do think he's been key for them so far this season. And I think in this crucial period now, if they can't figure out his situation, it could be detrimental to their playoffs, like the fate that lies ahead of them in the playoffs. What do you think? Because he didn't play. Yeah, I'm not really sure if he will play this weekend or what.
Yeah, I think that's a great blow to the team, right? When you have a team of 11 players and the one player you bank on to do both the roles for the team as an all-rounder as well, suddenly you don't know whether he'll be playing the next game or not, again mentally. And then Dinesh Karthik leaving the captaincy, going on to Morgan, couple of changes happen in the team. Yeah. Mentally, somewhere it can take a toll. I agree, but I think with Sunil Narayan, when he was in the team, I thought KKR had laid out the responsibilities pretty well. With Rahul opening, Shubman Gill is one of the players who's been very well, depending on Russell for their dead bowling and etc. So they had their roles laid down pretty well. Now with Narayan gone, we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know, as you said, whether he'll be playing the next match or not, but it'll be great to have him back in the team. But him going will be again a big blow. It might morally bring the players' confidence down, considering they are at fourth. One win or one loss can kind of bring them off the top four of the table. It's very tight. If you see, fourth, fifth position is very tight. So as I said, without them playing, they can go off the top four table. So they have to be very careful of winning matches. And fortunately or unfortunately, in IPL, the last 4 teams or the probably last 5 teams are sometimes at the mercy of others' win or loss for them to maintain their position in the top 4. So that also becomes very important.
You're so right. So guys, there you have it. We put Mumbai Indians number 1, Delhi Capitals, RCB, and then it was at CSK, KKR. We're not too sure.
Can't pick one.
We're not really sure. But Neha, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Eisha. It was a pleasure.
And guys, we want to hear what you think. Who do you think is going to qualify for the playoffs? Comment below. We want to hear from you. I think it will be a really eventful weekend. I think it's just, you know, when the intensity is there from a certain point, I think that's from now. I really think from this weekend, everyone will be targeting the top 4. Every match, it's a must win, you know, do or die sort of situation. And I quite like watching that because it makes it more fun to watch. So guys, make sure you subscribe, and I do these videos every single week, and we will see if Neha and I were right. I'm not really sure. Thanks, Neha, for joining me. And guys, I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Eisha. Bye, everyone.